What if I told you the most dangerous planet in our solar system isn't the farthest one away, but one of the closest? A world so similar to Earth that scientists once believed it could host life. And yet, if you stepped onto its surface, you wouldn't survive long enough to even scream. There is a planet that orbits closer to Earth than even Mars. At first glance, it looks like a twin, almost the same size, a similar composition. Born in the same region of space, scientists once called it Earth's sister planet. But this is not a story of similarity. This is a story of what happens when a world goes wrong. From Earth, Venus is the brightest object in the night sky after the Moon. It shines with an almost hypnotic beauty, so bright, so pure, that ancient civilizations named it the morning star and the evening star. But that beauty is a lie. What you're seeing isn't oceans or clouds of water. It's a thick, suffocating layer of clouds that reflect sunlight with terrifying efficiency. Clouds so dense, you cannot see through them. Everything beneath is hidden. And beneath that serene, glowing veil lies one of the most hostile environments in the entire solar system. Surface temperatures on Venus exceed 460 degrees Celsius. Hot enough to melt lead. Hot enough to destroy most metals within minutes. And unlike Earth, this temperature doesn't drop at night, because on Venus, heat never escapes. The atmosphere is incredibly dense, trapping energy like a sealed furnace. This is the greenhouse effect, but taken to its absolute extreme. Sunlight enters easily, but once the heat is inside, it's locked in forever. And it's not just the heat that will kill you. The atmospheric pressure on Venus is about 90 times greater than Earth's. That's like standing nearly a kilometer beneath the ocean. Except, instead of water, it's air. Invisible, crushing, relentless. The moment you arrive, your body would be compressed from all sides. Your lungs couldn't expand. Your organs would begin to fail. You wouldn't burn first. You'd be crushed. There is no liquid water, no breathable air, no wind that soothes, only toxic gases, scorching rock, and a sky so thick, even sunlight becomes dim and lifeless. And yet, this nightmare exists on a planet almost identical in size to Earth. Even more unsettling, some scientists believe Venus wasn't always like this. There was a time when it may have had oceans, a stable climate, perhaps even the conditions for life. So what happened? At some point in its history, Venus crossed a threshold. A runaway version of the greenhouse effect began. Heat built up. Oceans, if they existed, started to evaporate. Water vapor, itself a greenhouse gas, made the problem worse. More heat, more evaporation, more trapped heat. A feedback loop. A spiral. A collapse. Over millions of years, the planet transformed into a global furnace. A system with no escape, no reset, no recovery. And here's the unsettling part. This isn't just about Venus. This is physics. Which means, under the right conditions, it could happen again. Venus is actually hotter than Mercury, even though Mercury is closer to the Sunday. Why? Because Mercury has almost no atmosphere. Heat escapes easily. So while its days are scorching, its nights are freezing. Venus is the opposite. Its atmosphere acts like a massive thermal blanket, almost entirely composed of carbon dioxide, one of the most effective heat-trapping gases we know. The result? A planet where temperature is nearly the same everywhere. No cool zones, no safe regions, just endless heat. And then there's the rain. Yes, Venus has rain, but not water. Its clouds are made of sulfuric acid, a highly corrosive substance capable of destroying almost anything it touches. Acid droplets form high in the atmosphere. They fall, slowly, downward. But they never reach the ground, because as they descend, the heat becomes so intense, they evaporate mid-air. Rain that never touches the surface. A cycle of creation and destruction, repeating endlessly. Even the sky itself is hostile. There is no blue. Only a thick, suffocating yellow-orange haze. No sunrise, no sunset, just a dim, eternal twilight. For a long time, humanity didn't know any of this. Before space exploration, many believed Venus might be a tropical paradise. Dense clouds, perhaps hiding jungles or oceans. But when probes finally reached it, reality shattered that illusion. During the Cold War, the Venera program sent multiple spacecraft to Venus. Most were destroyed before even landing. Crushed, melted, lost. A few made it to the surface. And for a brief moment, they showed us what Venus really looks like. A barren landscape of cracked rock, thick, hazy air. A world frozen in heat. But even those machines didn't last long. Minutes. That's all they survived, before the pressure and temperature destroyed them. Venus doesn't just kill, it erases. And if that wasn't strange enough, Venus behaves unlike any other planet. It rotates backwards. On Venus, the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. Even stranger, a single day on Venus lasts longer than its year. It takes about 243 Earth days to rotate once, but only 225 days to orbit the Sunday, a world where time itself feels broken. Scientists still don't fully understand why Venus spins this way. Perhaps ancient collisions. Perhaps atmospheric forces over billions of years. But the result is undeniable. Venus is not just hostile, it is alien. And yet, it might once have been familiar. If Venus truly had water in the past, then its fate becomes even more disturbing. Because it means it didn't start as a nightmare. It became one. Water evaporated. Hydrogen escaped into space. The climate lost its balance. And once that balance was gone, there was no way back. Today, Venus stands as a warning. A planet that crossed a line and never returned. Earth still has its balance. For now, its greenhouse effect is regulated. Its systems still stable. But if those systems fail, if the balance shifts too far, the path Venus took may not be as distant as we think. Because sometimes, the best way to understand the future is to look at a world that has already lived it. Venus isn't just a planet. It's a message, written in heat, pressure, and time. A reminder that even worlds like ours can fall. So the real question is, if Earth ever starts becoming like Venus, will we realize it in time? Or only when it's already too late?